the next song?
You know, one of my favorite praise and worship leaders, Tanya Baker, says worship is love responding to love. And I think my revelation, just who God has been, who He is, or who He doesn't have to be, but He still remains, is the place I worship from. I don't cross every T, I don't dot every I, but I do recognize where the power is and who we serve.
Receive it, Jesus. Receive it. Receive it. It's my best offering. It's the best part of me. They don't know like I know what you've done to me. I don't care what the people say. This moment is about me. They don't know how you brought me out and you kept my mind. I gotta thank you. So receive it. I'm pouring out. I'm pouring out.
Tell me about your mom.
To know her is to love her.
Yes, it is.
I
Yes,
feel
it
like
is.
everybody who knows her, she's a comedian, an awesome cook.
Yes,
But she also has just always. I tell people, I think God knew exactly what He was doing when He made her my mother, because I feel like she's the only one that could have raised me for where I have to go. Because spiritually, she just if you growing up, it was like, oh my gosh, you're so deep. Oh my gosh, you can do. But now that I'm older, it's like, I really appreciate you instilling some of the things in me, because it has kept me grounded. Just even teaching me the integrity. I remember when we'd be in the grocery store, we pick up an item, and she's like, oh, go put it back. And my sister put it back exactly where we were standing at that time. She said, well, is that where you got it from? I'm like, no. She said, go take it back and put it where you got it from. That's integrity.
I can only imagine growing up with Pastor Kim.
Pastor Kimberly.
I didn't meet her until I was grown.
Yeah.
And she impacted my life greatly.
You know, a lot of people who meet her say the same thing.
Your mom actually is the one that licensed me to preach this great gospel.
Yes, she did. And actually sang at your
Yeah.
sang at your initial song.
Yeah. Nervous and all, I was.
And you preached heaven down. Come on, somebody.
So to speak. But we
Did not our heart burn. Not heartburn, but our heart burn. Can you imagine wanting to go home from school when we were sick and you call me, Mom, come get us from school. I'm about to pray real quick. No, we don't want you to pray. We want to go home.
I don't want to be healed.
No, I don't want to be able to go home right now. Josh, he can touch your school. And then as she get done praying, she say, how do you feel? Scale from 1 to 10. 3, it's not 0. Pray again. She started praying again. She said, how do you feel? 0. All right, God still heals. Go to class. See you later. So we didn't get to go home all day.
No sick days.
You had to be sick before school started this day.
That is funny.
Yeah.
That is funny. Tell me about music growing up.
I was really blessed because my mother, although she's not a singer, loved music, but she was really fixed on certain groups of singers, and those singers have to be able to really, really sing. Okay. And so for as long as I can remember, she told me that when I was in her womb that she used to put headphones on her own stomach and play the Clark Sisters. So I've always had this love for the Clark Sisters. I always had a love for the Winans, the Pace Sisters. When I got older, kind of seek out my own music, I became infatuated with Daryl Coley, Vanessa Bell Armstrong, the John P. Keys. And then when I got teenage, I really was able to start buying my own CDs. Mary had a huge influence on me. Mary, of course, Kurt Franklin, Kiera Sheard, and now, of course, other artists that I saw over the years, like a Miranda Curtis, who changed my view of singing at about 18, and people like Kim Burrell, those kind of people. But while I was listening to gospel, my dad was still he was a part of an R&B group called Pizzazz. Okay. So I would go to his rehearsals and listen to him sing. And of course, I was part of children's choir. And I remember he always played the R&B, so I would go to him and hear like Erykah Badu and Mint Condition and all, Anita Baker. So I kind of got a little bit.
He just can't lose. He fights for you. Stand still and see God's salvation.
Actually, you introduced me to her years ago.
You're welcome. I'm just so glad God can use me.
Yeah. I heard her. I was like 17. She was at John P. Church. And I remember all of us who came back to my school for high school, like, oh, John P. got this new praise and worship leader. She's amazing. I've never heard her singing like that. Mm-hmm. And of course, she wasn't even killing like she is now, but she still was killing for the area. Mm-hmm. And I remember that you had heard me sing, and I think one rehearsal you had her come early and listen behind the door.
Okay.
And you had to listen behind the door, and I was singing at the church, and we connected then. And so I was able to sing and travel with her when she was kind of still local. And then when she kind of hit kind of national travel with Fill Me Up, I kind of, was able to travel with her as an assistant. And now I just kind of have access to her, and was actually be kind of featured on her CD and her Responsible Worship. And she's actually going to be featured on my album.
Wow.
I wrote a song called The Greater Name, and she's on it. So we're working to finish that up now. And God is, like I mentioned before, I was found serving. Actually, while I was at Responsible Worship, a video of me posted singing there. An artist saw that. But the same artist actually saw me at my church a few weeks ago. Okay. So between me singing at church and seeing that video, Jonathan Nelson reached out to me and said,
"Oh wow,
you going on the road with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, right." You probably said to everybody. He's like, "No, I don't do this to everybody. There's a connection." And he has literally carried me around the world for the last 3 years.
Wow.
I've been to Africa, the Bay of Bahamas. We're going to Trinidad. I mean, been living everywhere. California, more than one. I mean, you can name it. I've been there with him, and God has been so good. And then even I was featured on his album that came out last year. The song, it was actually the lead single. Yeah. The lead single, I Agree. And so,
you did more than sing on that album. I think souls were saved. Good.
But I remember, majority of that was Miranda didn't let me do any overdubs on hers, but he actually kept a lot of the live night. I did some stuff in the studio, but he's just really particular. He's perfectionist. So I've learned so much from him and her, just about singing and business and professionalism. So
he's one of those people, and I've met him. He wouldn't remember it, but he seems like he's just a good guy. Like he's the same today, yesterday, and forevermore.
Yeah, no, him and his brother, all his brothers, all just really good people. And hilarious, but good people with integrity.
Yeah, that speaks volumes. Yeah. That speaks volumes.
God will really protect your gift if you move when He say move and connect when He say connect. I was telling somebody, and I'm getting off, but I think the safest place we can be in is when we tell God yes. Because when we tell God yes, you give up control, and He automatically assumes responsibility. Like, because you said yes, then I am obligated to take care of you because you no longer take control of your life. And I realized that some of my decisions I made, it was me saying, okay, God, yes, whatever, blah, blah. I'm connected to this person, and He's allowed things to just flourish. And so, just even with this album, He's actually going to be working on it too.
Wow.
So, what I'm saying, and God's allowed me to just connect with different people like John B. Todd Delaney.
Tell me one thing you've learned on our way out the door. One thing you've learned over the course of these last 2 years, year and a half, that has really been valuable.
It's a few lessons. I'm gonna try to make them concise. One is, again, when you move in God's timing, He will make the provision. I can't say I pay for the majority of the album, but God has placed people in my life, like my church. They gave money, and different people gave money towards it. And there was some people I thought would, it didn't, but it was okay because it wasn't meant for them to do it. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of knowing that when God says do it, just do it. He got you covered. Also, being sure that when you're going to do it, that you're sold to that idea. Because as you're going through it, I heard William McDowell say, or either Pastor William McDowell or Pastor Matthew Stevenson say, Apostle Matthew Stevenson say, yes is an unfolding word. So you see enough of it for it to be appealing, but not enough for it to turn you around. Right? And so as it unfolds, you're like, wait a minute, if I would have known this, I'd have been like, no. But I had to hold true to the fact that I believe that God told me this when it didn't look favorable.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And that kind of held me knowing, okay, I know this is purpose. I know, because it seemed like this fell in line. This fell in line. God, you gave me these songs. You connected me with these people. It's a reason.
Where can we find you on social media?
Social media, pretty much the same. The Gene Machine at DA Gene Machine Instagram. Gene Hoskins on Facebook. Follow my artist page, Gene Hoskins Music on Facebook. So you can find me on those social media outlets. My album, my EP, the Undefeated EP, comes out March 8th, 2019. Available on all digital media platforms. And I also will be having, physical copies for my saints who are not really into the digital platforms. You'll be able to also inbox me and I'll be able to send them to you. And I'll be selling some of these upcoming dates I have. So.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, brother.
Our champion, undefeated one. He just can't lose. All power belongs to you. You can trust.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Journey Conversations featuring Gene Hoskins. Make sure you go download his EP, The Undefeated. On our next episode, I will be talking to Curtis Hayes, aka Kurt Keys. We talk about his new album and his battle with and ultimately victory over depression. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast so you will be notified every time we release a new episode. If you would like to be a guest on Journey Conversations, please email us at journeyconversationspc@gmail.com. Be blessed.